Hello, this is CN Spartan's channel. This is where I mostly play Marvel Champions, and I try to have a little fun with it. So in this video, I'm Cyclops versus Sabretooth. One of the things I do want to point out is I kind of took out one of the effects where it told you what phase we were in, how much health I have, how much threat. I felt like it was extremely busy, but if it's something you missed, please let me know. On with the video. I'm going to be playing an Aggression Cyclops against Sabretooth. The modular sets are Brotherhood of Steel and Mystique. What's interesting about this campaign, or this scenario, is the fact that I have to protect the Senator. So normally this will have a number here that once it gets so high, it pops to the next phase. But for this scenario, I need to remove all the threat off this side scheme, and then I complete this one, and I have to get away from with the Senator. So we'll talk about that more when it gets to that time. But to get started, I'll draw my hand. I need to put Cyclops on Alter Ego. So I have 6. Funny story, I built a deck where I basically would just slaughter as many minions as possible. And before I started, I thought I would look through the Sabretooth deck and find out how many minions I had, and it was like 4. It was all of the Brotherhood. And so I was like, maybe I should rethink this. So my favorite card in the last time I played Cyclops was the Exploit Weakness. What that does, it allows me to deal 1 additional damage for each card I have out there. And I had some really big turns. It allowed me to I got like 8. I did 8 damage to Master Mold, so I definitely recommend you look at that video if you get a chance. But I don't think I need 2 of them. And if anything, I could probably just... It's good to have some of those, I guess, in the discard pile. So I get to draw another card. Okay, that works. I can use Strength to get Angel in. And I can use Energy and Priority Target to get Magic in. Then I can search my deck for a tactic upgrade. Do that. Oh man, I really want to keep Exploit Weakness out. Use Practice Defense against Sabretooth. I am going to now flip over. I am going to thwart for 2. So this goes to 3. And then I'm going to use Exploit Weakness to deal 3 damage. And why not? I'll use both of them to attack for 2. They both get consequential damage. And I now he's at 6 health. For the Villian Phase, we are going to put 1 here. He's going to attack me for 2. So I am going to have Angel take it, and it does... Son of a gun. So he's only going to hit for 2. So Angel is now gone. And now he gets Animal Ferocity, which means that he is stalwart. He cannot be stunned or confused. And I have to spend 1 of each resource in order to get rid of this. Then it says on his card that after Sabretooth activates against me, so that's what the attack was, I have to discard the top card of the encounter deck, and I have to heal him based on the number of boost icons discarded this way. So he heals for 1 this time. He's at 7. And then my encounter card is Metamorphic Mayhem. So the player who discarded the scheme shuffles each shapeshifter card from the encounter deck this pile into their deck. So that will be a good one for me to get rid of right now, since there's nothing in there. So I actually made a mistake last round. I still had practice defense up, which means that Sabretooth would have only attacked for 1, which means that Angel is still in play. So that's pretty cool. So to keep going on, I am going to use Field Commander. I think I'm going to get rid of Rock Slide. And this will allow me to play Tactical Brilliance, where I can remove 3 threat. And then I can choose a tactic card from my discard pile, and I can add it back to my hand. I mean, that one was so awesome, though. I think I'm going to go with Exploit Weakness, because that's just my favorite. And then when I decide I want to have a really big turn, I can. So this is now gone. And then I am going to thwart for 2 more. Actually, you know what we'll do? I will thwart for 2, and I'll have Angel thwart for the other 1. So now he is gone. All right, and I realized that I've made a mistake with Senator Kelly, that he doesn't have health, so I'm gonna get that corrected now, as well as draw my cards. So the good news was I was only off with Robert Kelly's health by 2. I needed to put 2 on him. So I've got that corrected now. Now I'm at Protect the Senator. So anytime I would Sabretooth would attack me, and I do not defend it with an ally or with myself, that damage is done to Robert Kelly. Also, if I choose to defend, I can then spend 2 resources and I can ready myself. So there's a lot of things kind of going on here. I really don't see myself defending a lot. I'll probably just have allies do that. As I had mentioned earlier, I kind of had built a deck around fighting a bunch of minions, and when I realized there were no minions, I added more allies. So I also think I was at a 50 card deck, and now I'm at a 40. So, all right. So Sabretooth. Actually, this goes away. And I have to deal myself an encounter card. So do that first. Then we will put 1 here. Sabretooth will then attack me for 2. I'm going to have Magic take it. That she is now gone. Then I'm going to have Sabretooth draw his card. It's another 1, so he's going to heal for 1 point. Then he's going to deal his encounter card to me, which is the Blob. And then I have this card, which is Avalanche. So, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have kept that other card out. So, these 2 coming up, I'm sorry if you can't see them. It's Avalanche and Blob. So between Avalanche and Blob and Sabretooth, I don't think that I will be able to get rid of all 3 of them. That's a lot of damage coming my way. So what I'm going to do is I am going to I will attack, use 1 attack, and I will deal it to, oh, I have to deal it to him. So I deal it to Blob. Then I'm going to flip over, and I am going to search my encounter deck for tactic upgrade. Oh, game time. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Wolverine. So I'm going to use attack, training, exploit weakness, practice defense, and downtime to play Wolverine. I am going to have Wolverine, let's have him attack Avalanche. So that's, and then use game time. So Wolverine would have taken 2 damage. So game time will heal him 1, and then he attacks again for 3, gets rid of Avalanche, and now he has 3 damage on him. Alright, and now I'll draw up to 6. Not really getting a lot of resource generation here. So we add 1 threat here, and then Sabretooth is going to scheme. He schemes for 1, 2. We're now at 4 there. Blob will then scheme for an additional 1. Then Sabretooth draws a card for his health, and he gains anti-adamantium claws. Oh man, can't say it apparently. And then my counter card is the villain schemes. So he schemes for 3. So we're going to use the constant training to search my deck for a tactic card. Then what I'm going to do, and I need to make sure that I do this one, I flip over, or to flip over and do this. Let's heal Wolverine for 1. So that's one of Wolverine's abilities. After my turn begins, you heal 1 from him. So what I'm going to do is, alright, as I said, I need to flip over. I am then going to attach priority target to Blob. And what that will do for me is, after I defeat Blob, I draw 2 cards. I'm going to use game time to play Full Blast. It says when I use my Optic Blast ability, exhaust Cyclops, this gains. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to go with the Rule of Grim. I'm going to use Power of Aggression to pay for my Optic Blast, and then do a Full Blast. So that will allow me to do 11 damage. So 5 of that damage is done to Blob. I get to draw 2 cards. And then everything else is overkill. So that is 6 damage to Sabretooth. So now he's at 2 health. I'm going to use Dust and Strength to play Phoenix, which allows me to choose a Cyclops card in my discard pile and add it to my hand. You know, I think Tactical Brilliance is probably a good one. Just because the scheme is starting to get out of hand. Actually, no, I think I lost if I don't pull some maneuvers. All right, so I'm going to have Gene Thwart for 2. All right, so now Sabretooth is going to attack me. I'm going to have Phoenix take it, and he attacks for 3. He's gone. He then heals for nothing.
Rejected!
Nice. It was an assault. And then my counter card, he schemes.
Oh no.
He schemes for 1, 2, and attach this card to a minion and give him a tough status card. Alright. So he schemes for 2. But he heals for if this attack defeats an ally, place 2 throughout the main scheme. Alright. So he doesn't heal for anything.
Rejected.
I don't know how that worked out. Alright, so to get us started, I'm going to heal Wolverine for 1. And then I'm going to use a Tactical Brilliance to play attack training on Wolverine. So now Wolverine deals 4 damage and he has 6 health. And then I am going to play Nightcrawler and Beast to play Tactical Brilliance, which will remove this and give me a little breathing room. And then I can grab a tactic upgrade from my discard pile. So, I mean, I keep doing this, and I have yet to play it. But I'm going to grab Exploit Weakness, and then we will draw my hands. Well, you know what? I will Thwart as well for 2. And then now we can have Wolverine do his epic attack, where he deals 4 damage now. And now Sabretooth has got tough on him. And I will now draw my hand size. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so what we'll do is Sabretooth is going to attack. So he deals 3 damage because he has the claws. And I'm going to use Cyclops to defend. I didn't mention this. The claws would have gone in effect with Jean, but she would have been defeated, period. So it doesn't have overkill, it just has piercing. So he's going to attack for 3, 4, 5. So I take 3 damage. And then he heal. Well, I guess he wouldn't heal because he's maxed out already. So he would get this card. Oh, I forgot to add the 1 here. When Sabretooth attacks the player who defeated this attack, even if that player is in alter ego form. Alright, that sounds like fun. And, alright, feel good. I feel like this is going to be an epic round. So let's go ahead and heal Wolverine for his 1. I'm going to have Wolverine attack. He has piercing, so this gets rid of... Oh, no. I'm not going to have him attack yet. I'm going to use Blindfold to play for Exploit Weakness. So now I'm going to have Wolverine attack. And it is going to deal 5 damage. So he's at 10 now. Then I'm going to... Ooh. I don't think I thought this out as clearly as I had. So I could use Ricochet Beam, and that would get me to 8. Or I can use Game Time, which will... I need to add 2 more. 10 anyway. I can use Game Time, and that means I can hit for another 5. And then I can use Optic Blast, and that would get me to another 4. Alright, so I am going to... Well, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to pay for Game Time and Banshee. Or I'm going to use Game Time and Banshee to pay for Ricochet Beam. Just because that's my favorite move. And so now Sabretooth is at 2 health. Again, Wolverine went through the piercing. And now we're going to draw my hand. Goes away. Awesome. So we add 1 more threat here. Sabretooth is going to attack. I forgot to ready. I am going to have Wolverine take it. So he's going to attack Wolverine for 3, 4. So Wolverine is now gone. And then he's going to heal for 2. So he's at 4 health now. And then my counter card is the villain attacks me.
Oh no.
Shoot. It attacks me for 3, 4. I guess I should have said I defend it, but because I didn't, I'm going to have Kelly take it. Alright. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to play, and I'm going to use Endurance and Professor X to pay for Ricochet Beam. And that will deal 3 damage. Nope, I'm not. Let's not do that. I just feel like that's just a waste of resources. So I'm going to use Professor X and Endurance to pay for Tactical Brilliance. That will remove 3 off of this scheme. And then I get to grab a tactic from my discard pile. Oh. I will grab Exploit Weakness, which was discarded. It should have been discarded. I didn't at the beginning of my phase. So I'll do that. And then I am going to use Ricochet Beam to pay for Exploit Weakness, which means when I use my Power of Regression to pay for an Optic Blast, I deal 4 damage. And I defeated Sabretooth with Cyclops and Aggression. So my afterthoughts after playing against Sabretooth, one, this is an extremely complicated scenario. It's gotten to the point where I feel like I need to pause between each phase to ensure that I haven't missed anything. And so I feel like that's been something that's definitely helped me out. But with that, once you start to get into the swing of things, especially for this one, it was an extremely fun scenario. I like how they've changed it up in such a way, especially in the mutant box, where you can't get away with some of the things you were able to get away with other scenarios. One example is the Sentinel scheme, where you can't use your allies to block. If you do that too many times, you're going to lose the scenario. And in here, it's forcing you to defend, and if you don't defend, you're going to lose the scenario. So I really like that. I think that's a super awesome mechanic. Again, I've kind of had to get in the swing of things by playing solo. Normally when I'm playing with multiple people, I tend to want to go to justice, because with multiple people, no one really cares about the scheming. So when I play by myself, that's an issue, because those games can just last forever, because you're not doing enough damage to the villain, and the villain is building up as you're building up. So it gets to a point where you just lose. And who wants to play an hour-long game by themselves and then lose? So I do enjoy playing aggression by myself. I've had a lot of fun with it in the last 5 or 6 games. Hopefully I'll have those up soon. But no, this was an extremely fun scenario, and I really I'm looking forward to playing it again soon. But let me know your thoughts. Do you like the scenario? Do you not like the scenario? Down in the comments. And thank you for watching.